Hello and welcome everybody to the Gman Division 4A recap for the week of killing. Oh, well, that was not a fitting sound effect. Let's see the other... Nope, still not fitting. Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of death, a lot of kills this week in our games. Interestingly, only one of those kills earned SPP for one of the rostered players on any team. So there was a lot of different ways for people to eat it, actually. And speaking of eating, let's go and start with the Reds on a stick against the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, I'm sorry. And we have Gavin got her on a stick. He got the MVP for taking the team motto to the next level, and the members of the crowd that tore him apart in turn 1 called him delicious, if a bit salty. On the other hand, for the Baltimore Ravens, we have Kelthill, or Hellhill, whatever. And he got his MVP this week, sponsored by Bloodweiser. And Bloodweiser, why else would you get knocked out twice in one game? Yeah, that's all he can be remembered for in this game. You already see 6 armor breaks against 5 armor breaks. Not much happened in the bullying the other team around department. We had 240k inducements for the Reds on the stick, and they used it for a 3-man fireball and a bribe. And, well, you see, even if you're down and the underdog of the whole league, you still manage to get touchdowns on the board if you're Skaven. And you also get some SPP because you throw a lot of, or at least one, vanity pass. You also have the touchdown. And William with a stick, the guy who got the Pillow Fist Award 2 weeks earlier, he got 2 casts this time around, so the Mighty Blow really worked out well for him. On the other hand, the Baltimore Ravens also had 3 touchdowns and also a pass. We had 2 level ups for this team. For these teams, we had the Baltimore Ravens with a level up on Glorfil. And Glorfil is now a level 3 blitzer. He got tackle. Yeah, that's to be expected in this league. Here you go for tackle before sidestep on even your Dark Elf blitzers. Otherwise, this team really, it looks very nice, if a bit on the low side in the skill department, but that's what you get for having a bench as Dark Elves, maybe? I don't know. Do you even have a bench? 6? Yes, you have one man bench. That's already unusual, and you have another one who will come back later on. On the other hand, we had the Reds on a stick. They are here. And here, William with a stick. After the Mighty Blow, he earned his piling on. So now the Stormworman really can be a killer and a menace on the field. Not if he wasn't one against the Dark Elves already. Not that he was one. Anyway. Next game. Wow. Nothing works. It's a Thursday. Because people apparently want to play Wednesday midnight. So what do you expect on a Thursday from your recap? Nothing good. And that's what you get. So, second, Alta of Acrobata versus Beefheart and his Merryman. A 2-0 win for the Alta of Acrobata in a record-breaking 110 minutes. Very, very nice. And here we have the second MVP for a dead guy. Shilaki. He got his MVP for burning most spectacularly with the ball in hand. On the other hand, Schnitzel von Krumm was a less effective blocker at blocking and getting blocked than the blocker without block. Yeah, and he got an MVP for me making say this sentence. Here we have had also a second death to Benito out of Acrobata at the hand of the rookie Black Orc. the rookie Black Orc, named Lieutenant Smash II. And he was actually the only player who got a kill and earned the SPP for that. Also, we had Larry, the killer of Beefheart and his merry men, be declared dead on the field, but later it turned out he only had a broken arm. And also the People's Champion died, but he got better. On the other hand, we see lots of actual CAS for the Altar of Acrobata against Orcs. That's unusual all by itself. Alfonso with the 2 touchdowns, and Shilaki with the MVP and a pass, taking it to his grave. If we look at the teams, we have no level up for the Altar of Acrobata, but we have one for Beefheart and his merry men. And that level up is on Schnitzel von Krumm, and he got guard. So he's now a decent Black Orc, not just a basic Black Orc or a rookie Black Orc. He's a decent Black Orc. Now next he has to decide whether he wants to get a Mighty Blow or Stand Firm. But it looks very nice already on him, the guard. Okay, then next up we have Valaka's Ass Kickers versus Stuff from My Fridge. Here we have 2 MVPs, one for the rookie Beastman. Danielo El Farfulero did what rookie linemen do best and fouled until his hoofs were sore. Yes, and I can already spoil that. You see that level up? That level up here? That got him the dirty player. So he really gets to do what he likes even more often than before. On the other hand, we had Milk. And Milk, very good for your bones. And we see that because he was the most pacifist of all. He was involved in the most blocks of the game, but no armor breaks because of Milk, because of the calcium in it. Definitely. Okay, what can we say about this game? We have a result of 2-0 for the Valaka's Ass Kickers against Stuff from My Fridge. And seriously, that's what happens if you have an edgy 5 goat and you don't let the enemy touch it. You get a lot of points. On the other hand, how do you get 0 points as Nurgle? Well, you get 0 points as Nurgle if you roll this many armor rolls. And then, again, this many regeneration rolls. And you fail them horribly. Horrible dice for Stuff from My Fridge. At almost nobody, I would say not even almost, nobody can expect a Nurgle team to function if their armor breaks more than it holds on. And then the regeneration fails as well. Yeah. Both of the MVPs got level ups, as I already said, for the Valaka's Ass Kickers. We have Danielo El Farfulero getting a dirty player, which gives even more killing power to this team. You now have dirty player, mighty blows, claw, with 2 strength ups. This team looks ever more dangerous. On the other hand, Stuff from My Fridge. Here we have a level up on Milk, and Milk got guard, which is very nice. So now you have a blotch guard on your Nurgle warrior, so that guard isn't going anywhere. Well, it can still be pushed around until the next level up, probably. Maybe he decides he needs more killing power, but he already has Sausage, the nice little killer here. So I would actually consider Stand Firm on this one, and then it's almost impossible. You need a POW to get rid of a very nice guard piece that has strength 4, so you already need some help to get the POW on it. Yeah. Next up, the next game, the Bootleg All-Stars versus the Tall Dwarfs with no AV. If you haven't seen the game, and you don't mind seeing a game with this much of a spoiler, look at it on Dreamify's Twitch channel. It was carnage everywhere. The first death occurred on turn 1. It was Ospaker Gretison, a rookie, not even that rookie, level 2 lineman for the Tall Dwarfs with no AV, and that set the tone for the game. We have 2 MVPs. One for Borak the Disposable, who further failed his his troll handling after last week's MVP. This time, they threw him headfirst into the ground. Twice. So, that did not work out for Borak either. Borta Fistbig, on the other hand, got the MVP for bribing the ref so she could jump on the bandwagon that were Cormac Dora's vital organs. You might remember Cormac Dora, the Norse Blitzer from last week. He got the Killer Instinct Award for being the most vicious player on the field. He was a 40-plus games Norse Blitzer with over 100 SPP, and he got killed on turn 11 after the Ulf Werner Angua got a dead Apo Nickel from the Piling on Troll ripoff. And when you get that, something breaks. Something breaks in you, and you just click the concede button in a league that does not like conceding. So we will have to see if we see Deadman next week. It's still open as far as I know. What we can see is he has not taken his level ups. His team looks reduced to just a shell of its former self. So no idea if Deadman78 will come back or not. On the other hand, the Bootleg All-Stars, they got a level up on Borak the Disposable, and Borak the Disposable rode the third movement up on this team. So these are fast goblins now. I'm not even sure if I would call it very nice. It's just very interesting, because normally as a goblin team you don't actually want the SPP on your goblins. This is a 70k goblin now. That's almost a Black Orc worth of goblin right in here. So I'm not sure if he wants that actually, because now there are 2 teams that are below his TV. So the Bootleg All-Stars are very much on the on an upward trajectory. Next, 5th game, Umweltschützerinnen versus the Sit-Down Boys. And here we have a 2-1 victory for the Umweltschützerinnen, who now also get points on the board. And you can already see 15 armor breaks against 5 armor breaks. It's not even that much of a disparity in blocks. It's just the elves went down, the Umweltschützerinnen did not. Probably because they all have dodge and the elves don't have that much tackle. Yeah. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas got a Pacifist Award, the second one this week. And that in the week of killing. Not good. And this Pacifist Award for being a blitzer and not blocking a single time. What is up with that? What? Tell me. Tell me, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Why? On the other hand, Phoenix Supreme II, he got the MVP for being stunned only once, which is actually below average for the Sit-Down Boys. So, make of that what you will. But, yeah. You can see here, armor, not really a good thing for them. Also, picking up the ball. What's up with that? You are elves. You did not manage to pick up the ball. You know who did not manage to pick up the ball? Wait a moment. That guy. That guy failed to pick up. He's edgy 6 How did that happen? At least he got his passing again. We have 28 passing meters. No, those are meters, those are not yards. We ignore those weird units of measurement. 28 meters passing. So he's now up to 110 meters passing, which is by far the most of any thrower in Gman. And it's 4th overall in ReBBL Season 12 at the moment, but High Elves are dominating. There are 3 High Elf throwers who have more passing meters than Lord Fluoride at the moment, so he still has some work to do to go back to being the most passiest of all players. SPP-wise, we have no SPP for the sit-down boys, but we have an AV bust on Roman Supernova, and that came from a foul by... I did not put down the name of the fouling player. I'm sorry for that. But he got an armor bust that is now a walking SPP snack for the rest of the league. The ref saw the foul, but he decided that he also liked money as well as seeing a fouled level 6 catcher. So AV6 now, still a very nice piece. It's actually the killer of the team, and most people are quite adept in keeping their killers safe, especially with movement 8. So he will probably, Lord Brainlord will probably keep Roman Supernova around, I would guess. It's just he needs to be safe even more than before. On the other hand, the Umweltschützerinnen got 3 level ups in their first win of the season, and that was Kate Sessions, the Blitzer, got Mighty Blow. So they saw, hey, if we win the Bash War against the other team, we can win the game, so Mighty Blow it is. Also, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas also got Mighty Blow. See a pattern here emerging. And last of all, Vandana Shiva, block, always nice, even on a catcher. Actually, especially on a catcher, because now you get to stay on your feet if you get more often if you get hit. Next, last game that was actually played was Community Sports versus the Sneaky Blinders. And here we got Smork with the MVP, having the most blocks of the game. For any player, it was 6 blocks. Seriously, 6 blocks. What happened in this game? Because I've had players that had triple the amount of blocks in a game, and I'm playing Bretts, so what are these orcs doing? On the other hand, the last MVP that actually counts of the week went to Grace Shelby, the 4th, for surviving the first half, I guess, and then being knocked out first action, second half? Yeah, let's go with that. Community Sport, 19 armor breaks against the 3 armor breaks for the Sneaky Blinders, so you can already guess what has happened in this game. What you did not guess, but I will tell you, and I will tell Aromasin that you don't do that, is a first action pickup of the ball. Does not work. Never. So don't do that. The first action of the game, if you decide that should be picking up the ball, you're wrong. And if you look at the statistics, the ball possession tells us exactly that. We have lots of fails for the players also of the Sneaky Blinders. Evil casualties, pickups did not work. We have a loner that did not work, eating a reroll. We have most of the armor did not work. Well, actually, your armor was as good as that of a Nurgle team, which doesn't mean much this week. But what did work was then turn 16, a throw teammate 1-turn touchdown. So Curly got some SPP, as well as Michael Gray, for actually casting an Orc. And those were the two that we'll take a look at because they got a level up. On the other hand, we have lots and lots of SPP because, yeah, 5 injuries inflicted. That's a lot. 3 touchdowns. That's a lot. A passing game as the Orcs. Also always viable. Sure, why not? And we get MVPs for... we get level ups for PogChamp, Kappa, and Smorg. And now let's take a look at those. Community sport here. PogChamp got piling on. Now we have a real killer on this team as well. Ever more teams with killers here. We got Kappa, who got a movement up. So after having fast goblins, we now have fast orcs. And let me tell you, fast orcs are decidedly more dangerous. Yeah. And last but not least, Smorg also got guard. Also a decent black orc now. Yeah, that's it for the games of the week. We also had Tridentum Execrata getting their bye week because the richest T is not with us anymore. And now we go to the tips for next week. Yeah, and first up, Alt of Acrobata against the Rats on a Stick. Here we see Alt of Acrobata, Lorenzo, MNG, Rats on a Stick. Lost alignment, but on the otherwise looking nicer than ever. Still, Alt of Acrobata having a nice last season. Sitting in 4th place, Rats on a Stick, only team without any points on the board so far. I'm not quite sure if they will make it against Alt of Acrobata. They will also need to stock up on caffeine beforehand, because, as we all know, if you play against a Kislev, you also play against the clock. Yeah, if we go to tipping, I'm tipping this one as a 2 or 1. I think the Rats on the Stick are still able to manage to get some. Actually, let's say 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Let's go with that. Next up, Baltigore Ravens, because of the Wizard Stadium. That's what I wanted to say now. Baltigore Ravens against Velika's Ass Kickers. So, the evermore killy Chaos against the Baltigore Ravens, who are just a nice-looking, decent Dark Elf team. We're actually, at the moment, 3rd place in the league. Velika's Ass Kickers 1-1-1 at the moment. Got a very nice win against Stuff From My Fridge. On the other hand, Baltigore Ravens, Rats on a Stick, the underdogs of the league, so that win is not as big, I would say. Not much TV difference. No tackle. 8 dodges. Even a bench on an elf team. I'm giving this to the Baltigore Ravens. Even though we have an edgy 5 goat. Yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Thursday. Seriously. Don't make me do this again. Tipping. Baltigore Ravens, I would say 2-1 against the Velika's Ass Kickers. Next up, Beefheart and his Merryman versus the Bootleg All-Stars. This is going to be fun. The Bootleg All-Stars having tasted victory, having tasted blood, being at the moment 8th place against the 6th place Ifat and his Merry Men. Although one of those was a default win against the Umis. And the killer is out. Oh, this is a tough one. This is really a tough one. The bootleg All-Stars could always make it a very, very bad day, even for an Orc team. Of course, the Norse team is destined to be massacred by a Goblin team. An Orc team, not that much. I mean, look at the glorious AV9 all around the board. We have the People's Champion, who has so far been a very good troll against Aspelt Blowhammer, who I have not seen anything. Well, he was MNG'd for one game, but still I haven't seen much. Ripoff, on the other hand, he's a piling on troll, so you know what to expect. I'm giving this to Beefheart, because the Orcs will not die as fast as any of the other teams in the league. So, I'm giving this to Beefheart. I am saying 1-0. Not much will happen, but it will be Beefheart who will come out on top. That's at least my tip. You all know how much that is worth. Next up, stuff from my fridge against the Umweltschützerinnen. Both currently down in the lower parts of the league. 10th against 11th. TV almost even. That's a babe. Or, well, you've got 30k over the bank limit, so maybe we will see a bit more. You have a dirty player, so why not take a bribe against AV7? Really nice. You got at least 2 tackle to get them on the ground. And there's the problem. The killer does not have tackle. So the killer has a problem getting the Umweltschützerinnen on the ground. The Umweltschützerinnen, on the other hand, they got a lot more Mighty Blow now. They have more guards than the Nurgle. By far more guards than the Nurgle. They have more Mighty Blow than the Nurgle. They have more killing power than the Nurgle. And you know how or whom they going to hit. These pestigores. The ones with tackle, the killer, all those juicy AV8 that are actually dangerous compared to the rotters. I'm going to 1 Umweltschützerin, yes. Because all of my tips have been so very, very good so far. Next up, we've got Tall Dwarfs with no AV against a community sport. This is if the game happens. If Deadman turns up again with this husk of a team that was. This is, by the way, 97 SPP was how much he had before the game he was killed. He earned even more SPP in the game. That's why I said over 100 SPP before. He had over 100 when he died. Not Like This is out again. The taunt is still working. Otherwise, this team really looks nicer every week. This team is done. At least for the next few games. Although 150k in the bank. Also a lot of journeyman. So the difference will not be that much. Get a wizard. Still. The killer is out. One of the Ulf Varanus is out for the game. I don't see the Tall Dwarfs with no AV manage anything here. Even if they show up. So I'm tipping 2-0 for community sport. Then, Sit Down Boys against Umi's Electric Boogaloo. You have to tip something, though So it will be 1-0 for the sit-down boys. As we all know, Umis are no longer with us. Yeah. It's also the next one here. It's a bye week. So Roman Supernova can get back to the team for week 5. This is 6 AV. You're almost back to having every perm on your team, like last season, which would be nice, I guess. So with the bye week, the sit-down boys are on their way, still being on top of the league. Maybe even getting to Tridentum Execrata, depending on how the next game goes. And that's against the Sneaky Blinders. So from the track record of the two teams, I would say Tridentum Execrata will stay in the playoff spot against the Sneaky Blinders. Sneaky Blinders having 3 of their goblins missing the next game. The dirty player is missing, the edgy up goblin is missing, and Linda Shelby, the one that does all the fancy stuff, is also missing. So yeah. Do you even have a bench? 7, 10. You don't have a bench, you even get a journeyman. Am I seeing that right? Yes, I'm seeing that right. So, Underworld with no bench against a team that hasn't even conceded a touchdown yet. Should be pretty obvious how I'm tipping this. And I'm very sorry for that, Aromasin, but that's a 3-0 for me. And now I'm entering the tips, and I know at the moment some of the games are already running, so I hope that you guys have... Oh, I'm not quite sure which ones are running. Have tipped already? So that I can close tipping for those. Out of Acrobata and Beefheart. Okay. I'm closing tipping for Beefheart and his Merry Men, and also for Out of Acrobata and Reds on a Stick. And let's see if more than half of you have tipped anything, then I will not void it. Otherwise, I will just void that because it's too close to... If it would load, which it doesn't. Yeah, just let me tell you, I will void the result if not at least half of the people usually tipping have tipped for these games. That's 4. That's enough for me. So I'm not voiding it. Okay, then going back to this. We have cancelled the stock market for today because we are going on a trip to the Gman Hall of Fame. And we are looking at our Hall of Famers today. And of course it did not work correctly. Great. So you have to do it slowly, slowly, and then you're in 4A. Most experienced players. We have Vastador, Lord Fluoride, Roman Supernova, all people who were in the 4th division last season, so they had more time to get their SPP up. Most violent, Krixo from the Velakas Ass Kickers. Of course, it's one of the Velakas Ass Kickers because they are on a tear. Tall Dwarfs with no AV. They were very dangerous, and Sausage as well as William with a stick now with his mighty blow, really one of the most violent players out there. Best receivers, Sit Down Boys on top, as well as Reds on a stick with 2 players very much right on top. Goes to show you, just because you're down, you don't have to miss out on your vanity passes. Because that's how you get back up. You get the vanity passes, you get the SPP, your team develops, and then you're a danger to the other teams again. Serial kills. I'm wondering. Fowler, killer this week, killer from last week, actually did not kill anyone at all. Instead, just shoved them into the stadium, into the crowd. But still, I'm looking forward to the point when this is not a 1 anymore, and more has happened here. Best interceptors, we actually had those already. Not this week, but last week there were a lot of intercepts. Biggest brutes. This is actually how many KOs people got, which is, to me, always a weird one to include in the Hall of Fame, but still we see Konstantin Kurakin for the Alt of Acrobata. Could have also been one of the most dangerous, most casting players, but instead he rolls badly and only KOs them. John Shelby on the same boat. Sausage on both, Angua on both. Nice. Best throwers, yeah, of course, that's Lord Fluoride. He's not only the best thrower of 4A, he's the best thrower of Gman at the moment, so no wonder he is up here, almost quadruple of that of the second one. Chuck of the Reds on a stick, as I said, very nice way to get your team back on track. And then we have Blasco Kitata El Casco from the Velicas Ass Kickers. That's what happens if you have an Edgy 5 goat. Best rushers. Exitium from Tridentum Execrata is the first here for running 186 meters with the ball, and that's for a team that had a bye week. So this team actually only had, Exitium had 2 games to get what others had not gotten in 3 games. So yeah, this guy runs with the ball and he does not stop. Best passers, now we have the amount of passes, Lord Fluoride on top. Who would have thought? Same actually almost as passing meters. And then we go to best scorers, and here we have 4 people who have already scored thrice. We have Vigfus Frere of the Troll Dwarfs with no EV, Blasco Kitata El Casco, a name we will hear a lot more as the season goes on, I will guess. Mr. Free Refill from the Sit Down Boys, and also Alfonso of Alt of Acrobata. And most matches played, that's what you all get. Best punching bags, just Sneaky Blinders, Sneaky Blinders, Sneaky Blinders, Sneaky Blinders. Well, we see a pattern here. And then we are back to the beginning. Okay. And then off to the last segment, which is the awards. Week 3 awards. Yeah, as you can see, we have 4 awards this week. We have the Pillow Fist Award, which goes to Milk. Milk had 10 blocks and 0 armor breaks, and as goes with 0 armor breaks, you get 0 KOs, 0 casts, and 0 kills. For a Nurgle warrior of his stature, that's pitiful, and that's why you get the Pillow Fist Award. Milk. Next up, Killer Instinct. We had a lot of candidates for this week, and Ripoff is the one who got it. 9 blocks, 7 armor breaks, 2 KOs, 2 inflicted casualties. That's what you get if you are a goblin coach who decides that his troll should get piling on. Because, well, I don't care if he ever gets up or if he is too stupid for that. He's laying on top of someone as long as he's not getting up, which is also very nice. Then, Herringsword's Bargain Boozer's armor. James Workshop's the second of the Sit Down Boys. 4 blocks against him, 4 armor breaks, but he woke up from 2 KOs in the game, so he was always ready for more. And then, we have the real MVP. Who might it be? He was on the pitch only for 3 turns. He spent 2 of those turns fouling and won the game by killing Cormac Doras and making his opponent concede. It was Sarah, the player, the goblin of the Bootleg All-Stars, winning the week, winning the day for his team, getting the first win for the Bootleg All-Stars on the field. That's it from me. Thank you very much for joining me again for the recap. I hope you enjoyed it, although it was on a Thursday, and I think you felt it. It was much more chaos. Not everything worked. And I did not have time for the stock market. I'm sorry for that. I did also not have time to... I want to put small little icons here. Some people who have seen my recaps with Demiurge last season know of those, to make a little hall of fame for each award. But that's also a lot of work, and I did not have that today, the time for it. So, next week, don't play your games at the last day at midnight, and also, hopefully, we don't have as many admin stuff to do. That's all from me. Have a nice week. Don't stop killing each other, and good luck out there.